Hello, this is Michelle Landry, and you are watching Health Coach Impact, or you're listening to Health Coach Impact, depending on which platform you are accessing this show from. This is the show that spotlights health coaches and how they're making an amazing impact in the world today, what health coaching is, who we are as professionals and health and wellness practitioners. Today on the show, we have Stacie Morrison. She owns Stacie Morrison True Health and Wellness. She is known as the Food Label Ninja. Stacie has been a certified international health coach and a certified integrative nutrition health coach. She is a certified integrative nutrition health coach. She also has her bachelor's degree in health information management. Stacie has also been with the pharmaceutical industry for over 20 years. She was with the pharmaceutical industry for over 20 years. So I'm really excited to have you on the show, Stacie, and be able to get into kind of a little bit more of that world and find out, from that side, how you transitioned over and such. So let's just jump right into the interview. I'm excited to have you here on the show.
Well, thank you very much, Michelle. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, pharmaceutical industry, that is a real heavy, corporate type position and such. So tell us a little bit about your story, what you did there, what that whole world was, and what your transition was.
So, you know how we all have our little dreams when we're little girls of what we're going to do when we grow up. That's kind of what I thought I was supposed to do. Started at a train drugstore when I turned 15 and used to talk to the reps when they came in. Fast forward a few years, graduated from college. It was a year before I was going to graduate a pharmaceutical company. I decided to start going on interviews. They wouldn't hire me because I didn't graduate yet. And so I basically landed a pharma job right out of college.
Wow.
So I was, corporate America, dream job. I was a sales rep. I was an account manager. I mean, I wore a lot of hats, and I had the ability to help a lot of people, and also had experienced a lot of different disease states. Even took a transfer from Pennsylvania. I'm originally from Pennsylvania. North of Pittsburgh, go Steelers, and took a transfer within the industry down to coastal North Carolina, which is where I live now. And so, all I wanted was really another 10 years. And I just said, I just want another 10 years, and you have your plan. And my small company got bought out by a larger company. And I had been through that probably at least 5 times prior, and it just wasn't my time. And then it was my time. And every fall it was starting to become, was I going to have a job? Was I not going to have a job? And that stress was starting to increase. And prior to that, I had started on my own health journey. I got sick, and I had gotten with a health coach. And so I had already started to, put it in my head that stress definitely was something that I didn't want to have. Chronic stress was something I didn't want to have part of my life. I had already learned how to minimize it. So, I got the news. And it was a little devastating for sure, right? It's something you've been doing forever. This is the world you know. And I took 2 months off to really do some soul searching. And come January, because I got the news in October, come January, enjoyed the holidays, went on a couple interviews, and it just didn't feel right. But I was also reflecting back, I was always telling my health story, the success that I had in turning my health around. And I'm sure we'll get to that in a little bit.
Yes.
And so I decided that, gosh, maybe my real calling is actually still helping people, but helping people from a different perspective, helping them do exactly what I did. And then here we are today, IAN, international certified, national board certified as a holistic practitioner. I just looked at my husband and said, I just want you to come on this roller coaster with me and have faith. And it was the best thing I did.
Yeah.
Now that chapter was meant to happen because I did a lot of growth. I learned a lot about myself. And now I'm on the next chapter. It's all a journey, right?
Right.
So,
Exactly.
And And I feel like I can connect with a lot of practitioners because I was on that side. I think there's a place for it. You know, there is a place for medicine. There is a place for surgery. I just feel in a lot of cases, we as a Western part of the world, we reach to that too soon. And now we have folks like us that can help people not to have to do that too soon. Right?
Exactly. I mean, the medical industry is there for a reason. I mean, we have, there's the whole gamut of it. I mean, not everything's bad, not everything's good. And you can say the same thing in holistic, you know.
Right, exactly.
Some things won't work for people, other things will. But it's a matter of having that choice and us having that education to make that choice for our own lifestyle. So going into your own health story, what did you come from? What were some of the conditions and things that spurred this on for you?
Oh yeah, so probably about 7 years ago, I just went in for a regular physical and I just wasn't myself. And so I just started opening up to the doctor. I told her, I said, I'm just not myself. I'm not active, you know, as we started talking and, you know, got some of the labs back and was pre-diabetic. Who knew? I was young and I had a 4-year-old at the time. You know, depression. I mean, it's a whole gamut. And being in the pharmaceutical, and it was interesting. And again, I'm going to say this very carefully. And I mean, I come from the heart when I'm saying this. It was very interesting how the conversation really never went towards diet or towards lifestyle. It was, well, let's try these prescriptions and then see me in a month and see how you're doing.
Right.
So, you know, I get to the car and I know what those do, right? I'm in the, you know, and I said, you know, I don't think this is the right, I don't think I'm ready to go there yet. I think there's other things I can do. And my really good friend who's in industry with me and who still is, was a health coach. And I called her up and I said, hey, this is what happened. I don't want to go this route. I know you know what to do. You're a living proof of it every single day. And that's what I did. I got with a health coach instead. Never ended up having to take the medications. A byproduct was that I did lose over 35 pounds. You know, my goal was really to get healthy. And I also started looking at food labels, and there's where I'm the food label ninja.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff that folks just don't realize. And that was one big piece, like Josh, just cutting out the chemicals, right?
Right.
And so that's that, I think that's where it was. It's like, I want to help other people realize you don't have to take major steps to turn your health around and take back control of it. And so, you know.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, all the things that you're saying are things that, you know, each of us health coaches were, you know, we have that kind of revelation along the way, or, you know, most of us also have some kind of health thing that comes up, and that's what really, really focuses us on a different path. And I agree with you. It's like there's absolutely nothing wrong with the way that the doctors are guiding us, because that's the way they're trained. That's what they went to school for. So that is what they know. We're trained a different way. So we have a different perspective of things. And that's awesome that you had experienced being with a health coach first. Yep. And had that experience in order to be able to draw you into this particular realm. So just because you were in the pharmaceutical industry, I know that's very lucrative. At the same time, what was it that really drew you to become a health coach? Because, yeah, you have the experience of being with the health coach, but what was that turning point for you that you really wanted to just dive into this world?
Well, one of the biggest things, favorite things, or I guess the driving pieces of pharmaceutical was helping people. Like, I would light up when people would see what my products were and would mention, hey, I take your product and you're not going to believe how much of a difference it made. So I knew that I still wanted to help people. And then the other piece is to really take control of the health is to it's not just the food we eat, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's lifestyle. It's that whole piece. And that was where I truly feel like why I was really, truly able to heal, because I took that whole 3-prong approach, mind, body, spirit. And that's exactly what we do. And I wanted to help other people do that same exact thing. I believe that the mind and food are 2 powerful things that are so not utilized enough. And I wanted to help people be able to maximize that piece before they had to make major decisions like a surgery or like a medication. I don't want to be a doctor. I don't want to be a nurse practitioner. I just want to help with the basics, right? We're kind of like the hub that kind of gets people to then the next people. Mm-hmm. And I want to be that person that helps get people continuing to move forward. And I knew this was the best place to be. It was a health coach that helped me really accelerate. And I truly feel like I found my calling. Heck, I thought I had it, right? And then the universe is very interesting, right? How it just says, no, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. And I really feel like my heart is really nourished every day now. You know, I didn't know any different then, right? But now I'm like, wow, I thought I was happy. I'm thriving now. Does that make sense?
Yes, absolutely. And you have a very unique perspective from being in the pharmaceutical industry. You have seen how, different medications and such do help people. Like you were just saying, you saw how they help people. And now you're on this end of the spectrum and you're able to see how it all can work holistically together. And do you see how people can now make the choices for themselves? And how are you working? Do you work with other practitioners? Do you work with other doctors and such, kind of filling in that gap in any way?
Oh, sure. Because at the end of the day, the time that we spend with the same client, and they call them a patient, they can't, right? So it's about partnering with them. I don't tell them, I don't talk about it. I just ask a patient, what are your goals? I'm helping you to get there. If you want to change your medications, that is not my role. You need to talk with your provider. Now, if you have a goal to get off of your prescriptions, I can help you set yourself up for success to do that. Again, you would have a conversation with your doctor to do that. I think that's the other piece is some people think, oh, once I get on this, I have to be on the rest of my life. And a bulk of it, they don't, if they just decide they want to take control of their health. And that's that piece, is people believe they have to stay on it forever. I mean, some of the common preventative stuff, right? So yeah, I mean, I stay in my lane is what I call it, my scope, you know? Yes. Even with lab stuff, I don't do any of that stuff. They do that, they order it. And oftentimes I'll partner with functional medicine folks. And then I'll say, you know what, I think you need to go see Dr. X. They come up with a plan, and then the client comes back to me and I help them actually put that plan into action, Right. So, really good relationships, respect, chiropractors, same thing.
That's awesome. So, talking to health coaches, because this is the Health Coach Impact, helping health coaches, and we're, bringing more of awareness of what our scope and our practice is. Because a lot of health coaches it's a fine line there, and they can try to, go into a kind of a little bit different out of their scope, right?
Sure.
And so when you are as a health coach, how would you talk to another health coach and encourage them to start reaching out to practitioners, and how to stay in their own lane?
I would just say simply, be professional, respect the fact that we aren't doctors. We are not medical practitioner. Now, unless you already have that as a back, but when we explain that to the doctors, like, hey, I'm not looking to take your place. I'm looking to augment what you already do. And I've even asked them, how much time do you spend with each patient? Oh, I only might, 15, 20 minutes. I said, okay, well, I don't know if you're aware of this, but in my practice, I see clients 2 times a month and it's an hour each time. Do you even get that come close to that? No. can you see where that would benefit if you got someone who's diabetic or someone who's got high blood pressure, where helping them get some goals established and where this time can help them actually put something that you're suggesting into action. Oh yeah, I never thought about it like that. Well, there's how we can work together, So, and then you ask them, I kind of use my pharmaceutical sales model, like look for that need and show that where I meet that need, really, and then just tell them, look, I'm not looking to do any of that. I just want to help people. I really want to help people just like you do. And I know your time is limited. And that's the thing. And make sure you leave your business card, make sure they have all the ways to get a hold of you. And then be clear that, of course, insurance, we're in a different, ballpark. But at the end of the day, just go out and meet people, and some are going to be like, oh, I got it all wrapped up. And you know what? There's other fish to fry. They'll come back around, kind of like, again, how I did it in the pharma world too,
Right.
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 People that, and the other piece is too, guys, is I would tell another health coaches, the American Medical Association recognizes us. So we're not just this group of people that's just over here in Timbuktu. We really are recognized, and every practice should have at least one of us. So whether we're in there or whether we're partnering, that's going to make that doctor a better doctor. Really.
Exactly. And we tend to, I know I've talked to a lot of health coaches in the last few months, and getting them to understand, getting health coaches to understand, because I've been health coach for 14 years. So getting health coaches to understand this is a real, it's a real business. It's a real practice. We are professionals, and we need to see ourselves as the professionals that we've been trained to be. And we do have a real role to fill in this health and wellness industry as a whole, not just in holistic health, but also in the medical side, because they do need us. They don't have the time. Like you said, they don't have the time. They have maybe 15, 20 minutes to see a patient for, they see a patient maybe every 3 months, maybe 6 months, maybe a year. 15 to 20 minutes is not going to dive into what their life is and how to be able to help them along the way.
And I think the other piece is too, we're root cause focused. So again, being able to spend that amount of time, we can get to really what the heck's going on and not just at the surface. They have 15, 20 minutes. Oh, you come in with whatever your symptoms are, and that's what they're, right? With us, we help to get, and then explaining to them, do you know what primary foods are? And then I show them our pieces, and they're like, oh, okay, I get it. So when you really just say, I just want to partner with you, and see where maybe I can't help every single one of you, but there might be somebody, and then it just starts with one. And I also send a letter. I send a letter as soon as someone signs on with I ask every client who their primary care doctor is. And I send that primary care doctor a general letter and says, hey, we have a mutual patient client who's signed up for a 6-month program. And it's just a general note, again, letting them know I'm out there, letting them know I'm working with their patient. And I think that shows credibility as well and professionalism.
That is an awesome tip. That is so awesome, because I have worked with naturopathic doctors and I've worked with medical doctors before, and it does give a big weight to our profession. It does give credibility to our profession, and it also shows the doctor what differences is actually coming along in their patient. Because what I found was, especially in my own life, I found I would see a rheumatologist for my autoimmune, and by the time I was done, those 2.5 years before I got off all my medications, my rheumatologist was asking me, Michelle, what were you doing all this time? And you have so much more energy and so much more strength than my other clients that came in on the same time. And I'm like, I've been telling you the whole time, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So have you seen that? Have you seen that with your clients or even with yourself?
Yeah. I mean, I've got a client right now who had a thyroid issue, had nodules, and she's not even halfway through her program, and her nodules are gone.
Isn't that just
now she
awesome?
she's very strong spiritually. So she does, the yoga, the meditation, the main, like she had these pieces that she wanted to, and the main piece was of course the nutrition, but she believes it's that 3-prong approach, and she is determined that they will not be back. And she went to her doctor and said, hey, just want to let you know. And he's dumbfounded.
Mm-hmm.
And of course she's like, well, do you know what I'm doing? And she explained it, and he goes, well, again, coming from the heart, well, that happens. But again, where focus, position he's coming from, again, how he's trained, right? And she gets that. She understands that. And she's like, I'm glad I have you though along my journey, because I can talk to you like we know why this happened, right? So
right.
So
exactly.
yeah, oh yeah. I mean, and I have another client who was on insulin and is very, very close to no longer needing insulin.
That's awesome.
And so those are the things that really just, again, I used to get excited about those sales and hitting those goals and people telling me, oh, you're drugged. But I have never felt what I feel when I hear these stories. So I know I'm in the right place right now.
Exactly. And as we grow in our health coaching business, we have the proof of, each of our clients that we're dealing with, and it just builds on our belief even more so. And like you said, the doctors are doing their role. They're doing what they need to do and what they were trained to do, and we need them. And then on our side, we're doing what we're trained to do, and we have a lot of that confirmation always coming into us, so that it fuels us.
For sure. Oh yeah.
Absolutely. So, what are you doing right now? What's your major push, your major goals? What you're involved in right now?
So I'm probably one of the exceptions. A lot of the coaches that have gone out, at least from the IAN program, have, at least many that I talked to, I can't speak for every, but a lot that I've talked to, they kind of didn't try the 6-month program or really try to implement exactly what we were trained. And to me, I thought, well, shoot, I can't say it doesn't work. I've had and tried it. So my big focus is 6-month programs with either individuals, couples, families. I'll even do corporate, health and wellness type programs. I am even doing groups, but it's 6 months, because I truly believe, because I had it with myself, where it's that magic time. And that's what Joshua told us. It's that magic time when seasons change, life changes. When you have someone in your journey, that long time is just sweet spot, right? And so I'm doing that for my main part of what I do. And then I offer the individual services that are part of the 6-month program. But my time, it's hard to get me for that, because once people are locked into the 6-month program, they're locked in, right?
Right.
So I'm a believer in the 6-month program. And then I also don't have any like products or anything. I know some health coaches have like side businesses that they do, and sometimes their programs involve like, products. Me, I'm just the good old fashioned, we're going to do it the long way. We're going to do it with food. We're going to do it with primary food, that piece. So I think that sets myself apart as well. In terms of some of the other folks that are out there. Again, there's a lot of us out there. So that's kind of where I'm finding my niche. And then corporate folks, people, in business for themselves, those are the people that really, I think, could help us. And I had that experience where I didn't let my health be the last thing. In fact, when I made my health the top of the list versus my corporate job, I had the best sales of my career. And I always did well, but I was always chasing that ultimate prize, which was President's Club. And I hit it back to back. And those were 2 of the years that were part of me taking control of my health. So I have that experience to be able to say, hey, you don't have to put the health at the bottom. You don't have to burn the candle at both ends. In fact, you'll do much better if you put your health first. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, that's a great testimony. It's amazing testimony, especially when you're dealing with corporate. So you've already been in that industry, you've already been there. And that's one thing that health coaches, I find when I'm helping health coaches with their businesses, their big thing is, well, what's my niche? What is it that what is that I meant to do? And you found your niche. You found exactly where it is that you need to be. And it's based on your story, and it's based on where you came from and what you are the strongest of portraying and be able to help see someone else coming out of. So I really love how you've taken all of your experiences and have really focused and funneled in on that, because the 6-month program, it works for a lot of people, and for some people it doesn't. But I love how you're focusing in on the 6-month program, and you're very keen and focused on that, because there is magic there. I've done the 6-month. I do the 6-month program with some of my clients, some of them I don't. It all depends on the person, really, and the bio-individuality that we're always taught. But that 6-month program, it's powerful, and if you really are able to harness that, you're going to see some really magnificent results.
That transformation is just something you can't even explain. You're exactly right. I think that is why I'm determined to make that be my heart of what I'm doing, for sure. Like I said, I'll do the individual stuff if someone wants to come in for a general or just a health coaching appointment. Plus I still do, people think I'm crazy, but I believe that I want to meet people before they know what they're doing, right? I still do 1 hour free health consults. And I've got so many, oh, you got to charge? No, I want to meet people. I don't want to get someone to sign up for anything until I know they're ready. Right. And I've had to turn some way and say, I don't think you're ready. You've got this and this and this going on. I don't think even though you could use one based on all this and this and this, I don't think you're ready here to put that time in. So when you've lightened up your plate and you're really to put your all feet in, then let's get started. But then in the meantime, I'll be like, well, do you want to go to the grocery store? I can take you to go to the grocery store, and I do the individual stuff. But you're exactly right. I think that's the other piece, is that whole bio-individuality piece. I think some of them think we're going to just feed them a bunch of information, and that's not it. That's not what we do. We bring everything out of them that they already know, and we just empower them and inspire them, right? So, but they just got to be ready to do it. They're the ones doing the work, right?
Yes.
So.
Yes. Yes. I think you're right on track. I mean, because I say, it's like 20-minute, half-hour free consultation, but always ends up going into half hour, 45 minutes, an hour, because you just dive into their lives. And because we love what we do, it just kind of, and we're always giving. That's one thing with health coaches, we're always giving. And so I think you're right on track. That's amazing. I love how you have already established that for yourself. So Stacie, how can someone get a hold of you and be able to, connect with you if they're looking for a health coach, or, want to, if they're another practitioner and they want to connect with you, for that support also?
Sure. So I have Stacie Morrison, truehealthandwellness.com is my website. My cell phone number is 910-431-5190. And then I'm also, where my physical location is Spirit Quest Healing Center in Ocean Isle Beach, North Carolina. And if you search Spirit Quest Healing Center NC, and then I'm actually on that webpage as well. So either place, that will be very helpful. Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. Do you work with people both virtually and locally, or is it just local?
No, I actually have clients currently. I'm so excited, and 4 states. So you don't have to be local for me to inspire and empower you. I'm willing to, go across state lines for sure. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. So
yeah.
all of Stacie's information is going to be in the show notes for our listeners. And Stacie, I just wanted to say thank you for being on Health Coach Impact, being one of the very first guests on Health Coach Impact as we launched this new venture, and just spotlighting you and what you have going on. It's been a real pleasure, and I wanted to thank you for coming on the show. And for our listeners, stay tuned for more really awesome, inspiring information and health coaches and their stories. I hope this is really giving you a good sense of what a health coach is, what we do, who we are, and whatever platform you're on, please subscribe. If you're seeing this on YouTube, subscribe to our channel. That's Health Coach Impact. That's our channel. And if you're on Facebook, like our page. If you're hearing this on iTunes or on Stitcher, please subscribe to the show so that way you don't miss out on any of these wonderful interviews. So until next time, this is Michelle Landry, and I will be bringing you some more amazing health coaches like Stacie. Thanks so much, Stacie.
Thank you.